We're on the final episode of round number 1 of this NFL Bourbon Madness. Which one's going to move on to round number 2? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new episode. Today is the last episode of round number 1 for the Bourbon NFL Madness, and I can't wait to see which ones are moving on to round number 2. If you guys have not seen this yet, make sure you guys check out the link in the description below to check out the other episodes in this series, because this has been an absolute fun one. We've had some upsets, we've had some big winners in this, and it's just been an absolute blast to film and record for you guys and to see which of these bourbons in this blind are moving on. So if you are unaware, we put 2 bourbons that are numbered. I have absolutely no idea what they are, and they go head to head. And we've got 4 games each day, and today we've got, again, another 4 games. So for game number 1, we've got team number 21 on the left and team number 10 on the right. We do a quick nose. It's all about what the palate has to offer, and we see which one is going to move on to round number 2. So without further ado, we're going to start on our left with team number 21 and see what he's got to offer. So, nose is very, very citrusy. It's warm, it's vanilla-y. I get a little bit of like a crisp apple in here. Nose is really, really pleasant. Oh man, I like that a lot. Let's get into the palate. Oh, that's really pleasant. That's really pleasant. Little subtle oak, lots of vanillas. That crisp apple comes through on the palate. That is really, really pleasant. That's a really nice, like, summertime, moving into fall kind of sipper. It's got a little bit of a cinnamon kick, a little bit of that rye spice in there, but not too forward. Really, really pleasant. I like that a lot. If you're unaware, you guys will see what teams and what bottles of bourbons we are sipping right now. So that was the team on the left. Now we're moving on to the team on the right, number 10. Let's see what this has to offer. Much different nose, much different, a little bit darker, some chocolate notes in here. A little touch of an espresso, but that dried chocolate is what's really coming through on this. Let's get in the palate. Definitely a little proofier. I don't know if that helps it or not, because I really like the crispness of 21. But Team 10 here, it's got a little bit more sweetness. It's a little sweeter on the palate. That chocolate comes through. I get a little bit of a honey note. But both of these are not really fully speaking to me. It's got a little tinge of a bitterness on there. I think I have to give the win for game number 1, our first 1 o'clock game, to Team 21. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our second 1 o'clock game, and we've got team number 15 on the left and team number 9 on the right. Before we get into this game, though, make sure you guys drop that like, leave a comment down below if your team is still in this bad boy, or if you're going to be bandwagoning a bourbon or team throughout this entire process. Make sure you guys drop that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and 10,000 subscribers are doing a huge giveaway, and I can't wait to hit that. Hopefully we can do that before the end of 2024. Make sure you guys check that link out down below for the Patreon. We're giving away samples. We're doing barrel picks, fun things coming in the beginning of 2025 that you don't want to miss. But here we are. We've got game number 2 on our bar top. We went left. Now we're going to start on our right with team number 9. So let's get into the nose and then into the palate. Ooh, nose is really nice. Honey, buttery, a little bit of a pie crustiness. Ooh, wow, I like this a lot. It's soft, it's sweet, a little touch of oakiness, but not like up front and forward. This is like really sweet up front. Oh, I like that a lot. Let's get in the palate. Oh, that is so sweet, so delicious. It's literally like a one-note wonder. It's very, very sweet and approachable. Doesn't have much after that, but that is a very enjoyable sip for what it has to offer. Let's move on to the team on the left, which is, again, Team 15. Darker, richer nose. Wow, whoa. Oaky presence, deep cherry. Whoa, that is so deep. It's like the ocean. Cherry, deep, rich vanilla. Like you tasted a vanilla bean with nothing else, just rich. And then some, I think this has a little bit more of like a deeper refined woody note in there, and I really like it. It smells charred, it smells more rich and robust. I like it a lot. Let's get in the palate. And it's there on the palate. That is decadent, that's sweet. It's not proofy, but it brings in a lot of enjoyable factors. There's some rye spice on here. I think it might be a rye. I could be completely wrong on that. But that right there is so good. I think it's a rye. I've got absolutely no idea. But the winner here is going to be Team 15 without a doubt. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on our 4 o'clock game for the day, and we've got Team 20 on the left and Team number 3 on the right. We went left, then we went right, and now we are starting back on our left with Team 20 in our hand, and let's see what this bad boy is all about. Ooh, there's like a buttery scotch note on this. I do get some really soft, like apricots in here, a little bit of a peachy note. Melons. This is a very summery style sip. On the nose, that is. It's really nice. It's not anything like wowza. Let's get in the palate. It's got some proof, not a lot of proof. Nothing in these so far have been like, whoa, that's overproofed. I don't really remember what my proof range was on this. But that's really nice. It's really nice. It's sweet. It's got some proof that overtakes some of that sweetness and brings in a little bit of like a peppery note on the back of my tongue. It's very warm. It's citrusy. It's got some melony notes in there. I like it, but let's see what Team number 3 has to offer. More robust on the nose. I get an espresso. I get a little bit of like it's weird, but I get a little bit of like a bourbon cream note on here. This has a creamy note. Like I'm getting a little bit of like a vanilla ice cream. This is a little bit deeper on the nose, that is. And I like it. I like it a lot. It smells like it's gonna be thick and viscous, but we'll find out on the palate right now. That's got proof. That's got flavor. That's got a lot going for it that Team number 20 did not have. And I could smell the difference that this had proof-wise on the nose. And it comes forth on the palate like you wouldn't believe. It's thick, it's viscous, it's creamy, it's vanilla. It's a touch of a butterscotchy, graham crackery note that I really, really enjoy. You know, it's not deep and dark. It's just warm and just like, wow, this is a sip, whatever this is. I can enjoy that for a long time. Team number 3 is moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in our final game of round number 1. If you are still here and enjoying this, make sure you smash that like button because this has been an absolute fun roller coaster that we're on, and it is nowhere near over. We still have round 2 to get into, and this round is here. It's it. This is it. We've got team number 18 and team number 14, the last battle of round number 1 to see which one moves on to round number 2. And we went left, we went right, we went left. And now for our final 8 o'clock game of the evening, we are starting on our right with team number 14. And here we go. Let's get in the nose. I get coconut. Why did I just get coconut? Coconut and melons. This is a very soft nose. This has like tropical fruity vibes. Like I find a little bit of pineapple in this. That coconut, the melons, touch of strawberry. This is really, really nice. It's very fruity. It smells like it has a little bit more proof to it too. Let's get in the palate. It's a little darker on the palate. It kind of gives me rye vibes. It's really different on the palate than it is on the nose. That's really interesting. I like this a lot, but the nose to the palate does not transfer at all. That's really, really interesting. I'm getting a little malty vibes on this, the malt balls, what are they, Werthers? No, not Werthers. Those are the butterscotch, the Whoppers. I'm getting a little bit of Whopper on this. Malted chocolate milkshake in a way, a little chocolatey vibes. It's really interesting that you get so vastly different on the palate than you do on the nose. Let's move on to team number 18 on the left. See, this one here on the left, I'm getting that Whopper on the nose and a little bit of chocolatey espresso nose on this one compared to what I was expecting the nose to be compared to the palate on the right. So it's really interesting. It's vice versa. I would be very shocked if I find melons on the palate. This would be very, very interesting. I like this nose a lot. I think I like this nose a little bit more than the one on the right. This one on the right here, the nose was a little bit too tropical forward for me. Let's get the palate on the left. A little mustiness, some cherry notes, a little bit of an oaky presence, vanilla vibes. This is a quintessential bourbon in a way. This is very, it's caramel, it's vanilla. This is, a quintessential bourbon, like I just said. It doesn't stray away from those flavor notes that you're looking for in a sip. This one over here, it gave you a different ride, and it was interesting. But it's interesting enough to take over quintessential, and I just don't know if it is. Because this is really good for what it is and what it has to offer. This kind of speaks crafty. This kind of speaks like we've been doing this for a long time. And for me, I think that goes for the win. I think team number 18 here is going to round number 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of round number 1. And we have 16 teams here laid out on the table that are moving on to round number 2. And for you, I'm letting you know what they are. We've got team 18, team number 3, team 15, 21, 24, 30, 28, 4, 23, 27, 26, 12, 6, 25, 32, and 22. Let me know in the comments below if your team is still in this or if you're starting to bandwagon a team to see which one moves on to the Super Bowl. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.